Peace and love. What's going on, y'all? This is Javone, Dr. Love Jones, and I'm here to talk about my book, Level Up: How to Start Living Your Best Life Now, the Goldmind Edition. Right. So, pretty much the start of how this book came to be. Back in 2015, and wow, 10 years ago, I decided I want to get into the space of personal development, motivation, and all that. And I was like, wait, the best way to get started is to write a book, because writing a book will get me into doors and opportunities where I can capitalize off the book. So that was the plan. However, 2016 came, no book. 2017 came, no book. 2018 came, no book. But what came with is some emotional, pretty much short, long story short, I got depressed, went through depression, and from that, I was able to now do some healing, do some reflecting, and when I got out that depression, it came to me, level up, because at that time, what I wanted to do, level up, and that's how I got the title. And then afterwards, as I started writing, the idea is to live your best life now, and that's how I got the title for the book. So what is inspired to me and what makes me want to write this book, and I'm so excited, even though it's been 5 years since I published it. I published it in 2020 while we was on lockdown, while everybody was on shutdown. I had published this book, and what makes me so excited, because it's still a book necessary for people who really want to learn more about themselves, want to do the healing work, and understand how to love and live in their true purpose in life. This is a great book to get started on it. It's not a long book, and in this version of this book, you could take notes so that every time you read the book, you see something. I mean, you read something, and then you want to take notes on it. You could just go to the page, write down your notes. You could do some journal prompts with it, and it's a really good book to really discuss. But I talked about the book, but I didn't tell you much about me. So let me tell you about me. I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, right? Both of my parents, I was the first generation American, both my parents is Guyanese, right? When I was a couple days old, my aunt held me in her arms and was like, she called me her genius nephew, right? So I was already considered a genius, and I barely could hold my head up. But then as I went to the school system and graduated kindergarten, they actually they said I needed to be in special ed, right? They put me in special ed, and I had a learning disability and a speech disorder, and they felt that that was the best system for me. So from that point, I was in special ed from grade 1 to grade 12, right? So at this point in my life, I started to realize that I've developed this concept of life where I've had my genius moments or my special moments, my genius or special. And it started from my foundational youth as a kid. So I go to school, become valedictorian not once but twice. So when I graduated into out of 8th grade going into high school, I was valedictorian. And when I graduated out of high school, I was valedictorian, right? Genius, right? So from there, I go to college, about to go get my degree, set myself up for a career, had some plans in life of what I was going to do. But I spent 4 years in a 2-year school, and I ended up dropping out. Special. But, I had some dreams, aspirations, so I went out, got into work first, and I became a father. At the age of 23, I became a father, was taking care of my daughter, and from there, I was making moves. Get myself in the right rooms, learning entrepreneurship, learning the right mindsets and all these things. So I was immersing myself in the culture, and I was doing well. Genius. Financially, though, I was struggling. And those struggles got to a point where it took me away from the things I was doing, and it kind of affected what I was working towards. And that's where the failure came. But then I went through that depression in 2018, which is a special moment. But from that depression, I was able to come up with this book right here, Level Up: How to Start Living Your Best Life. And once I wrote this book, I was off and running. I was on podcasts, radio, TV, in front of cameras like this. And I was also going to multiple bookstores. I was here, I was in Georgia, I was in Jersey, doing book signing events, and I was just going through doors, kicking down doors, doing what I can do to get my message across. And I met some great people and got myself around the right people. Genius. However, life happened, my shortcomings came, and I went through an economic crash. My income just went down like this. And at this moment, I started to ask myself, why do I call myself, what is really wrong with me? Let's be real. What is wrong with me? How do I get to a point where I'm writing a book and doing all this well, but yeah, I'm struggling? How I got here is because I am the special genius. Realizing that I was separating those things because I was either a special or a genius, but when I realized I was both. The point of why I tell this story is because we all have these moments in life where we do something great and it's so high and we're so high up on ourselves. But then we do something so negative or so low and we low up on ourselves. And what I realized is those low moments is what set up you to have those high moments. You can't have a high moment without a low moment. It's every peaks has valleys. Every valleys has peaks. And life is the same way. So what I'm telling you in this book, it's to learn how to navigate through those highs and lows. Don't get too highs with your highs. Don't get too lows with your lows. Stay even keeled. Realize that the journey that you're on in life is going to take you through those ups and downs. But as long as you stay consistent with who you are, you're going to always get out of those valleys. You're going to always get to those peaks. Just don't think that your peak is you. Don't think your valley is you. Remember, you're in between. And the most important thing I want for people to get from when you read this book is to realize that a lot of the healing and work I did on my own. And I'm giving you information based off my own personal journey. I'm not taking excerpts from books, from this book, that book to put in this book. This is from me, my perspective, things I've learned, things I've put into my life. So this is kind of my soul that's in this book where you get to learn and get it. So if you want to get a copy of the book, it's on levelupbestlife.com. When you go there, you get the opportunity to either get the book directly from me or you can go to Amazon and get that Prime special, right? But once you go to that website, you go get you a copy. And from there, you're good to go. Just let me know whatever you need. My name is Javone Dr. Love Jones. This is my story. This is my book. I hope you guys get it. No, I pray that you guys get the book, but also you get the clarity and the confidence that you need in your life so you can become the greatest version of yourself. All right, peace and love.